Overflows.
Relationship, a way to grow. Each relationship is a process, and with each interaction, we learn something new. Each relationship builds on the learning and the mistakes of once before. Even though there might be some repetitions, there is usually also growth along with it. We are taking things to a higher and more responsible level while dealing with objects and beings. Human life is a musical interplay. Music comes from within, and its echo fills within and is expressed through your way of living and actions. Music is an interplay between notes and beats. Notes are basically seven. In music, notes are distinct and isolatable sounds that act as basic building blocks for nearly all types of music. This discretization facilitates performance, comprehension, and analysis. Notes are distinct, dis- distinct. Notes can distinguish the general pitch class or the specific pitch played by a pitched instrument. Dynamics for a note indicates how loud to play them. Articulations may further indicate how performance should shape the attack and decay of the notes and express fluctuations in a note's timbre and pitch. Notes may even distinguish the use of different extended techniques for using special symbols. Similar effort as an individual you have to undertake for life to be a musical symphony, a song, and a dance. In its simplest form, a beat refers to a basic rhythmic unit in music. It sets the foundation for any musical composition, providing structure and coherence to overall sound. Most beats follow a basic structure consisting of four main elements: the kick, the snare, hi hats, and percussion. The kick drum provides the foundation and is responsible for low and thumb, while the snare drum adds a sharp and distinctive sound. Hi hats create rhythmic patterns and add texture to the beats, while percussion instruments add depth and variety. In the same way, life follows a basic pattern, and on such basic patterns, life revolves and evolves as relationships. Experimenting with different combinations of these elements will help you create unique beats that stand out from the crowd. So, when in this particular manner you interact in the outer field of objects and beings, your behavior, your actions make you stand out from the crowd. Though you are part of the crowd, but your actions are not part of the crowd. Don't be afraid to think outside the box and incorporate unconventional sounds and samples into your composition. A musician tries and experiments new ways and means. In the same way, as an individual, you have to experiment with new techniques and methods. Some of them may be conventional, others may be unconventional. A similar pattern to relate based on inner fulfillment, each one of you has to create using both conventional and unconventional patterns of interacting. I use both conventional and unconventional patterns of talks, subjects, and other things which I know can help you to evolve as a better human being. Thus, you create your own music beats as an iterative process. What is this iterative process? The iterative process is a technique research and development team uses to help them optimize their products. Now you have to interact with a person, so you have to optimize the way you interact with this person or with this circumstance and situation. So it helps them to optimize their products, your interaction, and your words, your techniques, etc. So optimize their products, services, and business processes require patience and practice. So too, in interacting with an individual, you need to optimize your patience and practice it. Once you have laid down the basic structure of your beats, it is time to refine and polish it to perfection while interacting on a moment to moment basis. Just as one technique for refining your beats is to focus on layering, so too you have to refine your interactions. Remember, layering involves adding additional sounds or effects to enhance certain elements of your beats. For example, you can layer multiple hi-hat samples to create a more intricate rhythm and add reverb effect to give the snare drum more depth. Creating your own music beats can be a truly rewarding experience that allows you to express yourself artistically. By understanding music beats, choosing the right tool, mastering the beat structure, and refining your compositions through layering and mixing techniques, you can unlock endless possibilities in musical production. Why am I speaking of notes and beats in human relationship? It is important. I am bringing as many dimensions in the process of your relating so that it becomes interesting, not a conventional way of interacting or relating. Just as music revolves around notes and beats in various combinations, so is human life. In case of human relationships, understanding of notes and beats and their interplay plays important role. Human life revolves around existential bioenergy. You are born with it. This existential bioenergy plays at various psychic centers within human psyche differently. Each psyche center works differently, so is the effect each center creates through interaction with this existential bioenergy. Basic musical notes in life are sexual fulfillment as the lowest note. And once this note you know how to play, then the other notes, other things becomes easy. This is followed by intimacy, maturity, understanding, love, bliss, and light. These are the 7 notes. But the first note, if you know how to play the first note properly, then intimacy increases, maturity comes, a deep understanding comes, love overflows, bliss becomes your way, and light manifests. Light being the highest note. Understanding is in the middle. There are three notes below, and these are sexual fulfillment, intimacy, and maturity. Then comes understanding, and three notes above that: love, bliss, and light. Now, in dealing with human beings and circumstances and situations that life brings on a moment to moment basis, you need to create your own rhythmic beat patterns. Relationship blossoms as musical symphony when notes are played on each musical instrument within. For instance, your solar plexus is a percussion instrument, then heart center is a wind instrument, then there are the other instruments which are stringed instruments. Each relationship and the way you relate helps you to grow with each interaction. You have to understand that in order to grow inwardly, you have to make mistakes. Sometimes one actually needs to go astray, and relationships are the perfect vehicle for that. There is no one who has not committed mistakes in relationship. Mistakes are part of our growth process. But repeating the same mistake again and again is a stupidity. One can learn so much about ourselves from our own interactions with others, specifically one intimate communication, connections, and through this we grow and transform. When we relate, the other becomes a mirror to mirror you. You will never know yourself without knowing the other. Love is very fundamental for self knowing too. The person who has not known the other in deep love, in intense passion, in utter ecstasy, will not be able to know who he or she is, because he will not have the mirror to see his own reflections. Relationship is a mirror, and the purer the love is, the higher the love is, the better the mirror, the cleaner the surface of the mirror. When you understand that relationship is a spiritual practice, then it becomes a powerful way for growing into fullness of human being, for opening our hearts to deeper love, compassion, and understanding. Part of this is developing healthy capacity to love and to be loved. This also requires a commitment to a meditative and self aware lifestyle, an ongoing inquiry into one's experience and reality, and a space of transparency with oneself, so that ultimately we can live with personal integrity and accountability. Relationships are a process, and with each one we learn something new. Every relationship builds on a learning and the mistakes of one before. Even though there might be some repetitions, there is usually also growth followed. We are taking things to a higher and more responsible level, but if we are unaware of who we attract and are attracted to, why we attract them, and what to do when we are together, we simply behave in an unconscious and sabotaging way. We have to be aware of it so that we can grow and evolve into a better human beings as we are supposed to be.